Evocation Spirit, released as Summoning the Spirits in English, is a French supernatural trick film written, directed, and edited by Georges Méliès. Released in 1899, it stars Méliès as the illusionist. At 57 seconds, it's silent, and I would classify it as appropriate for all audiences. We don't know much about the production of Summoning the Spirits, except that it was filmed at Méliès' studio outside of Paris and released by his production company, Star Film Company. We do know, though, that in 1910, Méliès signed an ill-fated contract with the film producer Georges Paté. This gave Paté's studio the distribution and editing rights to all of Méliès' films, as well as the deed to his home and his studio as collateral, all in exchange for funding. In 1913, Méliès broke this contract, and 10 years later, once World War I had ended, Paté finally moved to seize his home and studio. In a rage, Méliès set fire to his studio, destroying most of his sets and costumes, as well as all of his film's original camera negatives. As a result, roughly 3/5 of his films are considered lost. Until 2007, Summoning the Spirits was believed to be one of those films. But then, Filmoteca de Catalunya, a film archive in Catalonia, discovered and restored a copy of the film. There isn't really a plot to be found here. Méliès plays an illusionist who uses a wreath to summon a demonic entity, a woman, and a copy of himself. And that's about it. This is a trick film in its purest form, existing solely as a vehicle for special effects with no real narrative to rely on. Méliès is lively and charming here. He's clearly drawing from his years of experience working as a stage magician, but it's the effects that the audience is expected to focus on. Using dissolves and superimposition, Méliès created a fairly impressive spectacle for the time, with the demonic entity he summons actually looking pretty unsettling. I am definitely impressed by the makeup work here. Beyond that, though, I don't really have much to say. It's just very technically innovative, building off of special effects that Méliès had already been playing with in prior films. Overall, I'm going to give Summoning the Spirits a 3 out of 5. I recommend it to anyone who might be interested in early special effects work. I wanted to say sorry that this video is so short, but I wanted to wrap up the 1890s without mixing my decades because I am going to be moving on to the 1900s next, which is very exciting. So for the 1900s, I will be reviewing the following horror trick films: The Raja's Dream, Faust and Marguerite, Bluebeard, The Haunted Curiosity Shop, The Treasures of Satan, The Infernal Cakewalk, The Witch's Revenge, The Monster, The Infernal Cauldron, The Apparition, The Damnation of Faust, The Black Imp, The Merry Frolics of Satan, The Witch, The House of Ghosts, The Doll's Revenge, and The Genie of Fire. If there's any films you think are missing from this list, please feel free to let me know in the comments. I will definitely be interested in checking more works out. You can find me on Blue Sky at Under the Fleapit, and if you like what I do and want to support me, my coffee donation page is linked in the description. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want, it would be very appreciated. And until next time, this has been Under the Fleapit. Stay spooky!